Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. You know, being gone over the last month so much, I am really behind on a number of projects, and one of those is our Piper PA-14 for my buddy Frank, who works for Mission Aviation Fellowship. And this is, again, a replica of Nate Saint's plane, and we want to do that honor, and this is something for Frank when he does presentations for MAF. So, let's get back to it. Bring your model to life with MCV products. Visit them on the World Wide Web at mcvproducts.com. Hey guys, just a reminder, this build and conversion is part of a replica diorama of a Piper PR-14 that was owned by Nate Saint. And we started with the Academy Piper PA-18, and we're backdating it a little bit. There are very few changes from the 14 to the 18, but there are a few, so we're making some changes there. And in the last video, we had mentioned we're going to be assembling and then clamping up the wings. And once that was dry, we got the wings along with several other things in primer. And we also got the landing gear done and in primer. And if you remember that fuselage, it really was a mess. Had a lot of flash on it in a few places, and I wanted to prep the seams where the fuselage went together because it didn't fit very well in, especially up front. But we got that squared away, got it clamped up, and it just dried. And we've also got a few other things assembled to it. So let's get into that real quick. Here are those wings. And as you see, I've sanded a couple of spots here with our sanding pen where the glue is going to be joining there. And that'll be for the struts and the brackets for those struts that go down to the fuselage. I want to get a good bond on those, and I think I'm going to attach these and test fit them to the plane before we get those painted. We are going to get some color on these today too. Now normally I would have installed the interior, which we looked at last time. I would have installed that interior and then masked it off to paint everything else, but this actually goes in without having to do it that way, so I thought it'd be easier to paint it, prime it and paint it this way. Went ahead and got everything together, and you see the seams have already been eliminated. I already took all of the seams out. We got our lower engine cover here on there. I am, for that exhaust pipe, going to notch just a little piece right here. But no big deal, no big deal. We're going to go ahead and get our primer on this. Got the rear assembled. And the instruction sheet said to just heat up and use some of the sprue from the kit to make these stabilizer, the little bars there. But I used the Evergreen number 218, which is 20 thousandths rod, and I think that turned out just fine. We then got a rear wheel mounted, the step on the other side here. Everything is pretty much done here. I will have to mask off the inside there where you see some of the stuff, and there is another piece that needs to be glued in here too. But on both sides where you've got some instruments, that kind of stuff, we're going to go ahead and get that painted, and then we'll mask it off on the inside. And then we'll get our Cub Yellow on that. A few other things to get done. Going to go ahead and get the tires painted here in a minute. Get a good start on our propeller. Instrument panel, the front cover, engine cover, and the cowl. Got that. Now, in that I'm going to have it, it's going to be on a beachhead or sandbar. I want, with all that engine detail, I want these up in the up position, and because of that, I'm going to have to do some grinding, and we'll just take our tack life tool here And as you see, the kit had some mold humps and bumps and lumps and an injection pin mark down in there, and that's on both sides. So we're going to get that nice and smooth down in there, and then we'll get that primed and painted too. So we're going to get primer on some of this, paint on the other. Oh, and the engine mount and firewall go in there really nicely. And this is one of those things where you've heard me say a million times, as you go, test fit, test fit, test fit. Well, that one just bounced right in. And of course, our engine, which we took a close look at last time. I am really proud of this thing, man. I tell you, this thing, I think it was about a dozen pieces. And once it was done with that wash and a little bit of heat on the pipes, I think it turned out really, really well. But we'll get all of this done too. But we've got a few other colors to get on here, and a little bit of cleanup, and we'll be back. Okay guys, so everything is primed and ready for its paint. I'll show you a few things here that we did go ahead and get finished. I prime painted and went ahead and detailed up the instrument panel, which you're really not going to see, but I went ahead and detailed that up. You know me, if I know it's there, I feel better about it. The wheels, we shot those in rubber black, Tamiya rubber black, and the aircraft had like a hubcap on it that was the Cub yellow. So I took my punch out, and as you see here, I made a few extra, because these things, when they're small like this, they can come off and you get lost easy. So it didn't take but a second to make them. It won't take but a second to paint them. Prop is painted. This nose cone, a lot of them I saw were chrome. This particular one on the aircraft that we're replicating was actually the Cub yellow. We've got our other parts all primed and ready to go, including the fuselage. As you can see, all the seam lines again are eliminated. We'll be mounting this on a skewer, and that way we'll be able to get it painted. The wings I went ahead and did in the Cub yellow. And how I discovered the Cub yellow was, instead of overcomplicating it, I just put in the computer, what's the closest Tamiya paint to Cub yellow, and TS34 camel yellow. So I went ahead and decanted that, so we have that here decanted and ready to go. Letting that kind of sit and gas for about probably another hour, and then I'll load that in the airbrush and get that done. But TS34, excellent match, and I think it looks pretty good to me. The registry numbers, I'm out of decal film, or I've only got a small piece left, so I need to get some decal film so I can make those. And I think that's going to be it. I'm going to go ahead and pretty much have everything prepped, but I'm going to let this gas out just a little bit longer, and I'll come back when we have everything in our Cub yellow and just about ready to get in the assembly. And I think that's where we'll wrap it up today, but stick around, be right back. Okay guys, so we got a lot of our color on here. You see the wings are done. Now this will be going semi-gloss or flat finish once it's the decals are on it. But you know, this stuff laid down beautifully, and I think that camel yellow is a really close match to that Cub yellow. I did remove the lower engine cover, and you can see where I kind of ease that back off there. And the reason I did that is there's a little scoop on the bottom of the engine that goes down into this little crevice down in here, and I wanted to make sure that lined up. And I wasn't sure, I didn't check, but I don't think I could get the engine to the mount with this on here. I'm not sure, maybe I could have, but that's got to line up, and I want to make sure everything does right. So we'll be doing that. Everything else looks good. That top cowl and the hood pieces, everything looks good. The one thing is still in the dehydrator is the propeller. and the struts that come off of the wings down to the fuselage. I forgot to take those out, but you know what those look like. The fuselage itself, I went ahead and got the firewall mounted up. Those little discs I punched with the micromark punch, those look pretty good. So our hubcaps are on there. I went ahead and installed the interior, and you can see the wheel back there. And the rubber black that's on that rear wheel, that's just tester silver on the gear. And the rubber black is actually just an AK marker. And these things have such a fine point. That made it really easy to get down in there. Great, great stuff. I think everything looks pretty good. And as I was saying earlier, I'll have to make the decals for this. And once we get the decals made, I'll get those on there. Then we'll get, I'll probably do a semi-gloss first. And these things were actually covered in a fabric and coated. And I'm going to do a little bit more research because I may end up just going with a flat coat. I just noticed something else I haven't done yet, and that is, before I put the instrument panel in, this little section, where's my pointer? There it is. This little section right here, kind of like a dashboard, that's going to need to be semi-gloss black like the instrument panel. And what I want to do is, I may just brush paint that. I was going to say I was going to mask that off, but I may brush paint that. You're not going to see it behind that windshield really anyway. And then we'll get the instrument panel. I've already cleaned up a little back there, so it's ready to be glued in. And we'll get that done. And I'm going to call it on this one, guys. Next video, we're going to focus on, hopefully I'll have the other stuff on this. This will be close to being buttoned up. And then the diorama base itself is what we want to focus on too. So that's it. I think we're moving right along pretty well. May do a wash on some of these rivets and stuff on this. Don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, guys. Hope y'all have an awesome week. God bless. We'll see you in the next video.